So far, the reasons that you've learned for using the subjunctive are trying to influence somebody else's actions or behavior, so the indirectly bossing them around. Also, when you feel a certain way about somebody else's actions or a situation. And the last one is when you're expressing doubt, when you're expressing what you are unsure of. So when the verb in the independent clause, that's the part of the sentence before the K, expresses doubt, possibility, denial, or indefiniteness, the verb in the dependent clause, the part after the K, will be in the subjunctive. So if we look at our sentence here, dudo, I doubt, before the K. Well, since you're doubting something, after the K, we're going to have the subjunctive. Dudo que ellos estén, being the subjunctive verb, aquí tan temprano. I doubt that they're here so early. I'm not sure that they're coming. Here's our that, our K. Before the K, we have I'm not sure, which implies some sense of uncertainty. So since you're feeling uncertain, what comes after the K is going to be in the subjunctive. So, no estoy segura, or seguro if you're a guy, que ellos vengan. When the verb in the independent clause expresses certainty, then the verb in the dependent clause will be in the indicative. So I'm sure that they're here because I saw their car. Estoy seguro, I'm sure, indicates certainty. So since that's before the K, what comes after the K is going to be in the indicative. So están is the indicative form. I know that they're not coming. They're in Europe. So what's before the K? I know. I know implies certainty. So what comes after the K is going to be in the indicative. Sé que ellos no vienen. Vienen in the indicative because you know. Están or ellos están en Europa. Verbs of doubt usually require the use of the subjunctive only when there is a change in subject. So this sentence, dudo que ellos vayan al concierto, I'm doing the doubting, they're going to the concert. So there's a change in subject, I and they, between the two mini sentences that make the entire sentence. So because of that, you have the subjunctive. Dudo que ellos vayan al concierto. If there's no change in subject, an infinitive is usually used. So in this case, I doubt is dudo again. That I'm going, well, I'm doing the doubting and I'm doing the going. So you just say dudo ir al concierto. You do not have to put, even though it sounds like you need a K and you need to have a conjugated verb, you don't need to because there's no change in subject. Here are some practice sentences that aren't on your paper, aren't on your green sheet, but this will give you a little bit of practice with a concept. So let's read the three sentences, and I want you to think about whether you would use the subjunctive or the indicative after them. let me adjust one of my sentences here so that it works. So the first one, he knows that they are sick. The second, I doubt that she's sick. And the third, it's not true that she's sick. So what do you think? Remember, find the that, find the K, look at the verb before the K to know what you're going to do with the verb after the K. So with the first sentence, he knows that they are sick. If he knows it, even if he's right or wrong, doesn't matter, that's how he sees reality. He's sure of it. So you would have the indicative after the K. Él sabe, and we use saber because it's facts and information that he knows. Él sabe que ellos están, indicative, enfermos. I doubt that she's sick. Before the K we have I doubt. And there you go. There's an expression of doubt and uncertainty. So we'd have dudo que. We have a change in subject, so we have to have the subjunctive. Dudo que ellos, or que ella, perdón, esté enferma. It's not true that she's sick. This one is a little harder for us to see as English speakers of Spanish. It's not true is an expression of denial, and it would require the subjuntivo. So it's not true. No es verdad, no es cierto que ella esté enferma. So we would use the subjunctive after the K since you have a statement of denial before the K. I don't doubt that you're right. It may be that it storms this afternoon. So let's look at the verb before the K. I don't doubt. This one, you see doubt, and you think, oh, expression of uncertainty. But the fact that you're saying, I don't doubt, meaning you're sure. So this would actually have the indicative in the verb in after the K. No dudo que tienes razón. It may be that it storms this afternoon. Before the K, it may be. There's some indefiniteness there. There's some uncertainty. You're not sure. So you would use the subjunctive after the K. So, puede ser que, and it storms this afternoon. In Spanish, they would say something like, there are storms this afternoon. And that's going to be in the subjunctive. Que haya tormentas esta tarde. I'm going to do one more example for you of a concept. And bear with me as I change the language here so it doesn't get all underlined and highlighted that it's wrong. All right, the last example. If you say something like, we doubt that we're sick. We doubt that we're sick. We have an expression of uncertainty and doubt before the K. So you think, well, I need to use the subjunctive after the K. But look what you got going on here. We are doing the doubting. We're the ones who are being sick. There's no change in subject. So what you're going to do then is use the infinitive construction. So you'd say, dudamos estar enfermos. Enfermos because there's more than one of you. Dudamos estar enfermos. So there you just use the infinitive construction when there's no change in subject.